What's up, everybody? Spare with a Gun here from Sleepless Nights with another episode on Space Engineers on our survival build. Well, no, not survival build. This is no longer survival build. Sorry, reflex. We're in creative mode, and there's probably no way I'm actually going to get this thing into survival. Now, I should preface that with saying this is totally doable to get into survival. I mean, it would cost you a crap load of resources, but it's doable. The problem for me is frame rate. This is basically turning into, I joked in the last episode, I think it was, that this is turning into Frame Rate Simulator 2015 for me. So, yeah, we're definitely going to have to build a smaller, more conducive ship. I mean, this project just really got away from me, to be honest. I just got really into the creativity, and, ooh, let's build a big hangar, and, ooh, let's do that, and, by the time I was done, it was like, actually, you know what it was? It started in using a large ship in survival mode, and, okay, well, before I get into that, actually, I'll go over that while we're doing some grind building. So, there's a couple of things that I had to change here. One being, you'll notice we're absent a cannon over here. And I may have to remove this one as well. So, I've been trying to form the hull around the ship. And I have to admit, some of you may have noticed this beforehand. Some of you may not have. But I kind of did something slightly dumb. In that, here, I can probably show you better from a vertical standpoint. If I don't fly away. It's hard to fly when you have such low frame rate because your input lags. So, you can kind of see it clearly here with these two. The problem that I did is the front cannons should have been the ones that are further out. And the back cannons should have been retracted more. And I did it the opposite, to where the front ones are further back and the back ones extend further out. What I was thinking was from a horizontal standpoint, in that these should be further back because the angle of the platform or the hull is going to be shorter up here and it's going to be longer down here, so I wanted the longer ones to be down here. The problem is the triangular shape of the hull means that where these are fully concealed, the outer ones would be almost completely exposed, and not only that, they run into the hull block. So, for example, let's see here, and I am using heavy armor. I don't know if that's really a good idea or not, but it's, it's what I'm doing. Just in case anyone was wondering. Okay, so I need... Ooh, these are not angled right. It's this and... Nope. That. Okay. And... Wow, this one is completely flipped around. What is going on? There we go. Oy. Gotcha. Okay, so this is kind of continuing to walk itself back. I don't know what I'm going to do with that section over there where it meets the airlock. I'll go over the airlock in a second. So, what we've got here is I kind of worked my way down trying to make sure everything was concealed. So it doesn't go straight down. There are little sections where we had to go out further before going more down. The first problem was here, obviously, which I'm not entirely positive that this is how it's going to stay. This is just more of a placeholder at the moment. So we came further out, and then as we started to go down, I remembered these conveyor tubes are going to stick out. So I had to make sure we were over those before going back down again. And I got over here and remembered these needed to be covered, so I had to go out to them. And then I just started going out and breaking it down a little bit, like every few blocks, kind of extending it out so the nose would work. It might, I don't know yet, but it might behoove me to move some of this back. I'm not sure. So the problem we're running into is this, right here. Where this silver encasing is on these cannons, if these touch a block, it basically destroys them. The barrels are fine, but if the casing back here touches a block, then it basically dents it and damages it. So continually extending and retracting will essentially break your hull, which is not a good design. Never really works well. So what I'm going to do is show what I mean by that. I thought I had a button set up. I guess I didn't save it. So when we extend these pistons out, all but this one is fine, meaning we might have to destroy this one. I'm not sure yet. Right there. So you can see everything else is fine. Oh, wait. Yeah, I definitely did not save it. Okay. Because this block I'd already removed. These don't really need to be there, so I removed them. And now, the rest of these cannons are fine at the moment until I start adding more blocks around them and, you know, realize that I can't do that there either. However, this section obviously getting really dented. So, yeah. My theory at the moment is I'm probably going to have to remove this cannon. And what that would leave us with... let's see, math. 1 in the center, 2, and then 3 and 4. So we would have 4 on the right and the left, and then 1 in the center. That's fine, basically, that doesn't need to go anywhere. And then I'm thinking of maybe adding in some phasers along here to fill in the gaps. Yeah, I think that's what I'm going to do, actually. Let me go ahead and get rid of this. I'm relatively sure that I had... Oh, that's what I did the last time. I can't delete that conveyor, because if I delete that conveyor, this gets disconnected from the whole ship, and essentially I'd have to rebuild the whole thing. So let me go through the now terribly long process of reloading this save for doing the exact same thing that I did before. Alright, so got that out of the way. Now that we're back, I didn't delete this conveyor. I don't actually know, now that I'm looking at it, I was thinking if there was a way to actually get this more compact, but I don't actually think there is. But yeah, I wasn't thinking about it, but a lot of people had been suggesting to use the phaser banks anyway, so I think we might. So let's make sure this needs to go away again. Okay, so those are gone. And now, the only real thing we have to make sure we do is cover everything up without touching those metal plates. So, of course, I have to get this to flip back around. There we go. Nope, that didn't work. Nope. There we go. I think that's right. Okay, so... Nope, not right. Dang it. There we go. There we go. Alright. So I can just keep walking this back now. Until... Ooh, that might pose a problem. Does that need to be there? No, it doesn't. Okay, so that might not be there. That's the only thing that I'm running into, is I might have a bit of an issue connecting all of this together because of the way the wall ended up being shaped. At the moment, it's been... Yeah, see, like, this is going to be an issue. I was going to say, at the moment, it's been okay. I guess we don't really need that, so let's remove it. I usually end up finding a way to make it work, but it's kind of the hair of my chinny chin chin type deal. And then, of course, we have this issue. So, the problem I'm running into here is basically trying to make a hull shape conducive to what I want it to look like on the front, also match what I want it to look like on the side. And that's becoming a bit of a problem. Mostly because I didn't actually show this off, but I worked with putting an airlock in here, which I think came out pretty good. I used a new block, as if we didn't have enough mods already. This is the, where'd it go? It's from the S series, interior walls. Oh, conveyor tube. I did not see those last time I pulled this up. Whatever. No biggie. I don't need a conveyor tube, just interesting that it's there. So I did these, which I could make this smaller, and I might have to, actually. I was trying to have a light and stuff in here, but I might have to make it a little smaller. And just do these 2 corner blocks or something instead of having a center one. I'm not sure yet. I don't want to remove it until I have to. And then we have a lead-in wall here. So, but if I remove that light, I could move that front door back one. I just didn't really want to. I thought it looked cool the way that it is. But on the outside here, I'm not really sure how I'm going to make it work. I have been using these catwalks as kind of a band-aid at the moment, just to cover that up. Part of the issue also here going on is this is not conducive to this type of shape either. So yeah, I'm kind of running into a few curveballs here that weren't expected. One of which being, this isn't actually very far out. I was kind of wanting the barrel to come out more like these are, but without putting another piston or something on the end of it, which again causes us this run into the block problem. I don't think it'll work. So it has to kind of stay there, but then we have really long stretches where there's just an empty pathway that I'm not a fan of. I really don't like that. From a shape standpoint, it was one of the only ways I could get the nose all the way out here, which is kind of how I wanted it. And as you can see, it lines up perfectly with the wall over there. We just have too much of an angle at the moment. I thought about using... So there is one other option that I thought of. Option B, as it were, would basically be involving using this type of block, the normal slanted one, but rolling it over onto its side. Nope, wrong way. Wrong way. Dang it. How do I get it over on its side? There it is. So, rolling it over like this, and placing it under these angles and going that way to do an edge. But that doesn't really help us with filling in the blanks, which is like this. So yeah, I really don't know how to spin this any different. So I was kind of working on the front first, and then I was going to deal with the side, but I might have to deal with the side just because it's not really working right. Alright, there's one other thing we can try, and that's getting rid of this for now. And let's just continue to build and see what shape we end up with, and see if we actually need to do anything with it, because it might work itself out, actually. I've had that happen a few times with this build, where it kind of just ends up working its own problem out. Come on. Okay, so that does not work. The problem here is this is flat, basically. But again, we're going to have an issue with this because this is all straight. So, yeah, I don't know that we're going to be able to do some of this anyway. Now, there are a lot of blocks to work with, so this isn't so much a matter of can it be done, it's figuring out the best way to do it. Like, for example, I think it was on this hotbar, there's stuff like this block, which, if I can get it spun around right, like this, it's actually an inverted, or not an inverted, but it's a corner, but it's like a 2x2 or a 3x3 corner. Which, when I first saw it, I was kind of like, what the heck is this thing? Oh, that's the wrong way. That's why I was like, what is going on here? So like this, you can do instead of, actually, hold on. That might solve all of our problems. Why do I say this? I say this. Okay, there's something holding these in, I think. Let's get rid of a couple of these. Alright. Now, why I say this might solve all of our problems is because it takes up a 2-block space, which is good. But this gives us a round or a straight edge instead of an angled edge, which in doing so should let us, what number is it, 6? Should let us do that. That could work. Alright, so let's work our way back over here and see if we can get that to work. Not to mention the simple fact that this would, this will basically break down instead of, well, yeah, instead of everything being 2 blocks, this would actually be less blocks, I think. I'm not sure. It might come out in the wash, actually. And I'd like to do... I don't know if I can do a removal like this. No, I don't think I can. There's too many... We're too close to the other blocks. I'm gonna leave that for now. Oops. Dang it, that means I've got to clear that on this side, too. I do hate that about the mirror mode. That if one block gets like this, if blocks get disconnected, oof, sorry about the frames. If I don't move around too much, it's not that noticeable sometimes. No, it's pretty noticeable, but... And I apologize for the frame rate, I really do. It's just kind of one of those, the build is getting bigger, and my eyes are getting bigger than my computer can handle. And at this point I'm vested, that's the big problem. It's, at this point, I'm kind of vested in making it work now because I've been working on it for so long. It's like, this needs to work. Tell you what, I'm going to pause this, though, because this is just boring, and we'll come back when I've done some other work on it. Okay. So, we cleared all that out. So now, we should be able to basically just walk this back, and by doing so, it will keep the, really? Thank you. It'll keep the, angle on the side. Eventually, it'll end up keeping it flat, and by doing so, we'll be able to connect it perfectly with the wall and the other thing. Now, we're going to have to work on this, blending this in a little bit. But that's not too terrible because we might end up just redoing it all together with some newer block shapes that are more conducive to our design. I'm not sure about all that yet. It does look like it might have blown it out a little bit, though. I wasn't anticipating that. Oops. Another thing that comes with frame rate problems is you end up placing the block and then moving a little bit, and then it catches up, and you're like, oh, you wanted that here? I didn't know you wanted that there. So, we're almost done with this build, though. It's basically going to come down to the hull, which we're doing, or starting to. And then once we get the shape down, it's just kind of, you know, fill in the blank. And then we have to close off the reactors, or not the reactors, the thrusters. We might just want to connect it at this point, I think. Oh, wait, no. That should be heavy block. Anything that's exposed and visible, I've been using heavy block. If it's underneath, I don't care. Ooh, this could be a problem. Well, no, it doesn't have to be a problem. I can just get rid of this, actually. And then for now, we'll just put these blocks here in case they're visible. I mean, they are visible at the moment, but in case we don't end up changing the design there, we'll just make that like that. And then we'll put another catwalk here for now. Again, kind of a band-aid. Just until we get the design ironed out the way we want it. Now, again, the problem here is going to be blending the side in with the front. So let's actually, tell you what, let's actually work our way down instead of working our way forward. Because that might allow us to get a better feel for exactly how this is going to look. Now, some of this I built a long time ago. And so some of this we're going to have to like redo in heavy block because it's going to be exposed. Some of it we won't. We'll cover it up and it won't be a big deal. But like for this for now, I'll cover that up just in case. Okay, so what we need to do is work this side around to this corner. But I also need to decide where to start the blend. We should probably blend it off of this corner, so let's work with some of our wider big blocks here. Now, there's a couple different versions of these blocks. Some of them don't do the straight split, and some of them do. It's just kind of how you want to work, or which ones you end up picking to work with, basically. Actually, I take that back. These might all be... These may all be cornered that way. I'm not sure. What I mean by cornered is, like, this block, it has a half block angle, so you would have to have an angle block next to it to keep the shape. These are, like, directly on the corners. Actually, that could really come in handy, now that I'm thinking about it. So let's not use these right now. We're going to keep them for cornering, essentially. I think, wait a minute, what is this one? Some of these I thought had the normal angle to them, but I could be wrong. It would not be the first time. No, I think these are all set up for cornering. Alright, so let's use these for now. And we need to roll them back over for now. At the moment, I'm just going to start with the base to get an idea of where we need to be at. So if we bring it like this... How do I want to do this? I would kind of like... Ooh, that's going to be a problem. Right there. That's going to be an issue. Because we can't actually build... Yeah, those ramps are going to be a problem. Which means we need to bring this out by 1. And the reason I'm bringing this... Oh wait, no I don't. What am I doing? I don't need to bring that out by 1, I need to bring this out by 1. Because all of this can be under... Yeah, so that's fine. So we actually need to bring this out. So we'll place a block here. Wait a minute. Okay. It looked like it wasn't working on the other side, so I wanted to make sure. And then we'll bring this out. That way we can pretty much cover all of this with angle blocks. Without having any issues. Okay, I'm not really worried about the center. That's just kind of a fill in the blank at the moment. We need to get the edge figured out, though. So from here, I'm just going to replace this entire stretch with heavy block for now. And then as we cover things up, if we don't need that much, we don't need that much. But that means we should probably do an angle here. But that would... I don't know if I want to do that, actually, because that would cause us to have to expand outward, and I don't think I want to do that. Oh, I know! What we'll do here is we'll use our new best friends. Not that one. Is it hotbar 6? There we go. We can use these. I think. I don't know how that'll affect the overall design up here. Ugh, this is getting complicated. Okay, I think we're gonna want something like that. Oops. Wait, where's the angle here? There it is. Why can't I put that on the... There we go. Oops! Dang, nabbit. I hate that little twitch that you get every once in a while that just breaks blocks. So we could do something like that there. But that's not going to be very conducive to this down here. Like, we really have an odd ship going on here and trying to build angles with such a blocky design. And I don't mind saying that's mostly my fault. I'm just not that skilled at the design part of building. So, tell you what, let's work our way back here and see what we've got going on. If we were to bring... Let's do 2. I don't know. I was thinking of angles, like 2 blocks, and then... Or let's just try every other and see where we end up. Or not, yeah, that would be every other, I guess. And then that would put us right there. That's not bad, but we'll have to get a corner shape. What we could do is round it off. That's something I hadn't really thought of doing, but it might be our best option here. But we're going to need... I don't know if these have it, or... I'm just going to have to use heavy blocks. That's what I'll need to do. I'll just have to use these, I think. I think I can pull this off with these blocks. I'm not sure. Yeah, the angle's too steep. So there's got to be a means. Let's get rid of this stuff. There's got to be a corner block that I'm missing somewhere. So I have the slope base, the slope corner, and the slope inverted corner. And then we have all of these, so I don't quite know... Armored gate. That's new. I don't know what that is. That must be one of those extendable bridge type shapes. I don't know why I can't seem to find the right combination to flip this around to where I need, like, is it the inverted? That's a corner. I think it's the inverted corner that no, I would normally use a regular corner to flip it. I think. And then I should be able... Can I put this here? No. But oh, I could put this one here. Ah, there we go. That's what I needed to find. That's the missing link, basically. Okay. Now I think I have an idea of what I can do. So we'll bring that down. Attach that. We don't really need these blocks. Crap, I hate it when I do that. So now I gotta go over and delete that one. Unless I can get it from over here. Alright. I still have to replace that one wall that I told... I need to do that, actually, so I don't forget. Here we go. Okay. So now what we can do... is... Oh, and actually, I take that back. We might want to go one more before we do this. So let's put one more length here. And then we can do that. Now we can do these. So from here, now I need the inverted, I think. And the corner. And then one of these. Inverted, corner, one of these. Okay. Now I could expand that a little more, but I'm not sure that I want to at the moment. And up here, we're going to do something similar, I think. Actually, I think I'm going to do that over here. Well, I don't know that I can. Because that's not... Yeah, no, I can't do that. Pooh. Oh, well. Okay. Now, I can just run that along there. That'll take care of that slope. Sweet. Okay. So that's one. So that element right there is what I completely forgot about, is the means to wrap it around, basically, and keep going. Actually, should be able to just fill this in now. So many blocks. My game is so not liking me right now. It is so unhappy. It's like, what are you doing to me? And there might be some other design stuff we can do with this. This is more just basic stage, I guess, of the hull. Like if we find, oh, we could put some kind of design or add some elevation to this section and make it like a dish or a dome or something. I don't know. But all that stuff we could do as we find it, basically. So there's that. Let's just go ahead and run this down at least this far. I don't know if I'll go any further with that or not. We can bring this down to at least here, which means we'll bring this down to at least here. Come on. Thank you. For this one, I think we'll follow the same pattern, actually. We'll do block here, block there, and then we can do angles. Again, at least to this point. Further down, I don't know what we'll end up doing, but it'll probably just continue and then wrap around the back, I'm assuming. Oh man. And let me guys. Let me know what you guys think on basically how to proceed with the remainder of this build, because I am completely understanding that the frame rate is awful. Like, there's no... Actually, I shouldn't have done that, because I didn't build this out at all. There is no argument here on the frame rate. It's awful. You don't have to sugarcoat it. Come on. That looks good enough. So I'm perfectly understanding of, you know, if everybody's like, just do kind of a shot here and there. Like, I would not take it personally if it was one of those that everybody wanted me to do, like, post-commentary over a literal slideshow or something. But if everyone's okay with it, I don't mind. I'll keep doing it. I mean, I have to work with this frame rate to build anyway, so I'm okay with it because I have to do it. But you know, I'm completely understanding if that's not everyone's cup of tea. Now, this section right here with the bridge, I don't know if I'm going to keep it this way. For those of you that have seen Star Destroyers, which should be everyone, if not, what is wrong with you? Oh, actually I closed this too soon, because this has to wrap around this outer part, so we need this out one more. But everybody who's seen Star Destroyers knows that the bridge is kind of elevated a bit, almost like a, almost like it's, you know, up on a little stand where the rest of the ship is kind of the base, and then it has this little peg that kind of holds the bridge up. Come on, man, what is your problem? Go. Thank you. This does not house the same design. We kind of filled in the last layer there where the peg type thing should be. These last couple of layers should maintain, you know, kind of this, but I don't know. If everyone's okay with it, I'm okay with it. So let me know what you guys think on that front. I mean, it still will kind of end up looking like a Star Destroyer themed ship. It just probably won't be an exact model type design, so there's that. In keeping with this flow... Ah, crap, this got damaged too, so I'll need to... Man... Dadgummit. That means I can't put this block here, which means I can't put any blocks here because this is gonna smash it. Of course. Well, that sucks. That's just crap. It was a cool design until the hull started getting broken every time I extend the cannons. And of course, it's both of these. How that happened, I don't know. Actually, let's run a test real quick. Why did that not remove it on both sides? Did it remove it on both sides? I guess it did. I don't know if anything's holding those in place. I need... What do I need? Sorry, this video is actually getting really long. I should probably end this right about now. Let me do one last test on our guns here. And then we'll wrap this up. Come on. I hate that. I hate that so much. Just let me get in the cockpit. Okay. So that's retracting. Let's assess the damage over here. That block doesn't look damaged, which is good. I think it's these. I don't think it's... Well, it might be a little bit of these. Let's just replace that tip, just in case. But what I don't know is if this is being held in by anything else. I think it is. Okay, it is. Good. I was like, I don't want to replace this whole section. So, with that other block out of the way... Let's see if it still damages that corner, because if it does, we're going to have another issue with the hull. And I am open to suggestions on solutions for that. If everyone's like, oh, there's a certain angle you can put them at, or an order in which you build them, and then it doesn't hurt anything, you know. Nope, totally is going to damage that every freaking time. That's such crap. Okay, well, dang it. So, yeah, not sure how to proceed with that. Because the rest of it was kind of okay. Anyways, I think we're definitely going to have to wrap this up here for this episode. In the meantime, I hope y'all enjoyed. If you did, leave a like, and I will see you all next time. Peace.